John Jones has never turned down an opponent here or been afraid to fight anybody.
So if, for instance, he doesn't fight this guy, who would you like to see him fight? Or are you going to wait until he fights this guy?
I don't know. We'll see how this thing plays out over the next couple weeks. But yeah, if we can't get this fight done, we'll move on quickly.
I was going to say, Dana, my last thought on that. How long are you going to wait? I mean, how long is it worth waiting for?
I said a couple weeks.
Couple weeks?
Yeah, we'll have answers in the next couple weeks.
Dana White has given John Jones and Tom Aspinall a choice. Settle the heavyweight title fight soon. Or the UFC will move on to something else if Jones versus Aspinall doesn't happen. Derek Lewis or Cyril Gane might be thought about. Daniel Cormier thinks he is just as good as John Jones, but he is younger, which could hurt Jones' image. Cormier saw Tom Aspinall's ability. He honestly believes that Tom has the body, speed, and skills to beat John Jones, which is something that not many people are brave enough to say.
I believe that Tom Aspinall can actually do what he says he does.
Bro, let me tell you something. Michael Bisping, before Tom Aspinall fought Sergey Pavlovich, he said all kind of crazy shit. He said he's gonna beat John Jones. He moved like Muhammad Ali. He gonna be the next Muhammad Ali. And I said, Mike, this has to be a gimmick. I said, please tell me. It's a gimmick. You're playing a part. There's no way you believe this. He goes, Daniel, this fight is gonna last 2 minutes between him and Sergey. I said, bro, Sergey's knocked out 8 dudes in a row. He's knocked out Derek Lewis in a minute. Tom goes and knocks him out. Tom leaves to the back.
Tom Aspinall is fast and strong, and he also knows how to play the game. He learns and practices many fighting styles, such as Justin Gaethje's, which are known for their leg kicks and pressure moves. This is what makes Tom so dangerous. He's always changing.
One of my favorite techniques that Gaethje uses is he doesn't just use the calf kick. He uses the running, kicking the soccer ball calf kick, where he'll start from here and just launch into it and absolutely block.
Tom Aspinall is not only working as a fighter, he is training as the world's strongest man. Putting up ridiculously heavy weights isn't to look strong. It's to throw John Jones around the cage when the time comes, every rep, round, and drop of sweat is all for the same goal, to become the most dangerous heavyweight on the globe.
Yeah, oh, he's got up. Oh, he's got up. Yeah, he's got up. Yeah, perfect. Hang on.
Daniel Cormier likes and honors the work of Tom Aspinall. DC wants to point out that when he and other stars faced John Jones, they were in their late 30s. As of now, John is the more experienced fighter. Tom Aspinall, on the other hand, is a young, hungry lion who is strong and sure of himself, but is still growing. The roles are fully flipped. Tom is doing what John used to do, beating elite fighters in their 20s, which is why DC says, don't count this kid out.
I'm sitting out with Tom Aspinall, and I'm chatting with him. And he tells me, he goes, DC, I haven't seen anything. He goes, I'm about to put it on this dude. I said, but boy, he's fast and he's big and he's been at the top of the game. He went at that dude like Curtis was not on his level. Knocked him out. Here's the problem. When we all fought John, you know that the first time I fought John Jones, I was 36 years old. I was 36 years old. Shit. The first time I fought John Jones. 36 and 38 the second time. He's now what, 37, 38 years old? He was in his mid-20s when he fought all these great legends, but he fought them all when he was in his mid-20s. Now, he'll be on the other side of that coin. This kid's young. He's the older guy. He's been through the wars. It doesn't matter how great you are. When you go through that many battles, it will show. The Gustafsson fight.
John Jones is doing exactly what veterans do. He is not selling. Make him wait. Because John does not need Tom. He already has his heritage, mansion, and money.
So if you're John Jones and you're fighting a guy, if you're fighting a guy like Tom Aspinall, how would you bring the guerrilla war to a guy like Tom? If you're John,
exactly what he's doing. He's doing the right thing. He's no selling it. Like he's acting like he does not matter. Make him just angry and just don't give him what he wants. Don't give him what he wants until eventually Yo, did you see the house John Jones has bought?
Hey,
John Jones doing all right, bro. Did you see John Jones' house?
I said congratulations.
John Jones doing all right, man. John Jones don't need Tom Aspinall.
No, he doesn't. But if he was, let's say, dude, because you never know, man.
You think he should fight this guy?
No, I think he should be done, and I think he deserves. I think he deserves to be done for what he's done with Celia, because you're right. It's a bigger guy, a different generation, and I will say
It's already beat two generations, three.
And I will say something about Tom.
Whether Jon Jones fights Tom or not, Tom Aspinall works every day to be the best version of himself. He's lifting big weights not to impress anyone, but to win the heavyweight division. Every round in the training, he improves his footwork, strikes harder, and increases his fighting IQ.
Five, then back squat, yeah. Nice.
And then
Five more, five more strip press.
Front squats.
Yeah, front squats now. That's me.
He's preparing for the biggest title fight of his life. Meanwhile, the world waits for answers, but Jon Jones stays silent. Tom is sweating and working harder than he has ever done in the gym. He's lifting like a machine. Tom is aware of the situation and what is at risk. He is seeking history with a fight that will define his career and the chance to defeat the greatest light heavyweight of all time. It is not a question of whether or not the battle will take place. Rather, it is a question of when. Tom Aspinall will be prepared for it.
I don't know, it doesn't say calories. 43.
By the end, one thing is clear. Jon Jones is the MMA equivalent of Michael Jordan, and like Jordan, he has nothing to prove. But Tom Aspinall may be the challenge he needs to reintroduce the GOAT into battle.
Ah. 30. Ah.
Bringing it back there.
Furthermore, heavyweight strength and conditioning aims to develop maximal power, explosive speed, and elite-level endurance, all of which are needed to rule the UFC. Fighters like Tom Aspinall will use heavy compound movements like squats, deadlifts, and bench presses to increase raw strength, as well as Olympic lifts like cleans and snatches to improve explosiveness. In addition, Tom concentrates on high cardio exercises like sprint intervals and high-intensity circuits to keep stamina for the 5 rounds. His training also includes strengthening his core muscles in order to improve his balance, takedown, defense, and capacity to perform powerful strikes. Every training session has one general goal: to become the most complete and dangerous heavyweight in the world. Regardless of whether Jon Jones shows up, Tom is practicing as if he will be the future unchallenged champion.
Simeon's absolutely rapid. Get this on camera.
Jon Jones has not confirmed his retirement, but he has hinted at a possible return and stated that he wants to face Tom Aspinall. albeit there is no clear plan. He also quipped that they may fight in dirty boxing, implying that he is not closing any doors, but is also not totally committed yet.
John, what up? I haven't seen you since Thailand. How you feeling? What's up, legend over here. Can you settle it once and all for fans? They want to know, are you retired or not? Oh, man. Be sure to check out Dirty Boxing 2 tomorrow night. Because I think you'll be back. What's the magic number to get you back? If you come to Dirty Boxing, you'll find out. What do you think about DC saying he would have already fought Tom? I don't think much about it, but I really do want to fight Tom Aspinall. I just want to meet him here at Dirty Boxing. So he has to come to a Dirty Boxing event for him to get the fight? You'll fight at Dirty Boxing. I like that. All right, John.
Meanwhile, MMA pundit and former UFC fighter Chael Sonnen brings up Cormier's recent comment, in which he criticized Jon Jones for not fighting the division's finest heavyweight competitors, such as Tom Aspinall and Francis Ngannou. Cormier claimed that if Jon Jones does not return to fight those guys, he is not retiring, he is simply quitting. Chael stated that it was a powerful remark to make or say, and that it caused him to think deeply and kept him awake at night.
Everybody has the right to an opinion. He does, and it was very interesting. He said if I was the heavyweight champion, if I was still fighting, I was the heavyweight champion, I'd have already fought Tom Aspinall. I'd have already fought Francis Ngannou. I'd have already rematched Jon Jones. He said if Jon Jones leaves right now, he does not retire, he quits. And that was a powerful statement.
Chael then compared Daniel Cormier and Jon Jones' mindset. Daniel Cormier is constantly fighting. Cormier never backed down in his amateur wrestling career, never waited for the right deal, and never avoided getting into a battle with someone. Chael compares that approach to how Jon Jones is currently handling things, especially given the storyline around his potential fights with top contenders such as Tom Aspinall in the heavyweight division. According to Chael, Cormier would have already asked such battles from Dana White, rather than avoiding or waiting.
Daniel would have already fought those guys. There would not have been a negotiation. He'd have been asking for him. He'd have been contacting Dana as champion. When is my next fight? He'd have been in the gym at AKA, and he and his team would have been game planning looking for that fight. They'd have worked the numbers as they go. But at the end of the day, what comes first, the number or the fight? Well, when you're Daniel, the fight. He'll get to the fight, and then the numbers are just going to get figured out somewhere along the way. He's never going to delay the competition. That's what a true competitor does. That's what Tom Aspinall's trying to do. Listen, and Matt Lindland told me, you can never retire unless you win a world championship. You can only quit. If you're world champion, somewhere along the way, you can, at your choice, retire. But if the day comes that you say I'm done and you haven't won a world championship, you quit. Whether that's true or not, I believed it.
He utilizes this concept to show what he thinks Tom Aspinall is doing at the moment, attempting to achieve greatness by title legitimately, in the sense that he is pursuing the greatest battles rather than waiting for them.
Jon Jones does not make that walk against Aspinall. Does it call into question Jon's career and everything that he's achieved? It's very difficult to compliment Jon for what he's done at heavyweight.
Now Jon's win over Gane doesn't mean much at all other than Gane didn't fight back in that matchup. But now we have Jon sitting out for a long time years past before that fight. And over a year after that there were rumors Jon would be facing Stipe Miocic, but it hasn't happened yet. Chael gives Jon credit for what he accomplished in the light heavyweight division to him. Jon is one of the greatest all time, but heavyweight to resume is very thin. He also mentions that Jon is
this little game of dare that Jon is playing plays out, and he doesn't compete with Aspinall. Yes, the media is going to be terrible, and yes, they're going to bury him. And this little thing called legacy, which is how you're remembered and how you're spoke about after the fact, is not going to go in your direction. All of those things are true unless Tom and Surreal see round 2.
According to Chael Sonnen, Jon Jones' reputation is at jeopardy if he continues to avoid battling Tom Aspinall. The media will eat him alive, destroying his position as champion. However, If Cyril Gane fights Aspinall and loses in a close battle, Jon will benefit because Jon made Gane look so easy. Chow says Gane mentally froze during the Jon battle, not because he is a horrible fighter, but because of a mental factor Chow can identify with.
If Aspinall and Cyril fight and Aspinall beats him, but it's in the second round, Jon only needed a couple of minutes and never even got punched in the face. It's a very hard bar. And it's a very misleading bar. Because that wasn't really Jon versus Cyril. Cyril didn't show up that night. Because whether you like that or not, Tom Aspinall is going to have to beat 4 minutes and 31 seconds. And if he doesn't, Jon Jones, without lifting a finger, is going to get that legacy and get that reputation back. And I do think that's a hard bet. No matter how great you think Aspinall is, I don't think you're overly confident that he can get a fellow striker like Cyril out of there in 5 minutes.
Chael Sonnen then responded to criticism, defending both his legacy and Daniel Cormier's recent comments. Daniel Cormier, a former heavyweight champion, has earned the right to express his ideas since he has worked hard and achieved greatness. There are those who have not earned the right to speak up, but Cormier certainly has.
The reason I had the right to talk trash, the reason I had the right to put this finger in that chest and say whatever I want about whoever I wanted, is I would step to the ring on time every time. You pick the rules, you pick the organization, you pick the weight class, you pick the opponent. I will never not show up and answer for it, and that bought me the right. You're saying it's because of what I said or my ability to manipulate the media. But there was another side to it, which is unlike you. After I said it, I'll make that walk. I coined the phrase, make that walk, quite literally. So, the Big Bear speaks, Daniel Cormier. And he, as a world champion from the heavyweight class, has the right to an opinion.
Jon Jones beat Cyril Gane in 4 minutes and 31 seconds, which is significant if Tom Aspinall is unable to finish Gane in less time. Jon's legacy at heavyweight stays intact even if he does not compete again. Chow points out that top fighters like Francis Ngannou, Derek Lewis, and Junior Dos Santos were unable to finish the game in that time, making Tom's feat extremely difficult and risky.
He did a lot of work, and he did a lot of very good work. And for Aspinall to get the jump on Jon, he could either beat Jon in head-to-head competition, or he's got to find a common opponent. In this case, it would be Cyril. And he's got to beat him faster and easier than Jon did. And Tom hits pretty hard. He could do it. But I don't think you're willing to bet your house. I don't think you're completely as confident as you pretend to be that Aspinall could get Cyril out of there inside of 5 minutes.
Chow doesn't understand why Jon would decide to walk away now after dedicating his entire life to achieving this level of super fight status. He thinks Jon deserves his legacy, and that even if the fans discredit him, the stats and performances show Jon's greatness. Tom must either defeat Jon directly or beat Jon in defeating Cyril Gane. Defeating Jon Jones would be the pinnacle of Tom Aspinall's career, but as with everything, it comes at a price. He is working hard, pushing himself to the limit with each training session, knowing that defeating Jon Jones will need unwavering commitment. Moreover, Tom is focused on effective punching, which is Jon Jones' most dangerous skill. Tom is working on improving his timing precision and knockout power because he knows that one shot can change the result of a fight against a dangerous opponent like Jon Jones. Aspinall's squad is especially focused on developing a strategy based on explosive counters and strong pressure, while attempting to offset Jones' edge by engaging in more risky exchanges. So the question remains, will Jon Jones accept the challenge? Or will Tom Aspinall continue to rise as the heavyweight division's future king without ever facing the GOAT? Until that deal is made, the world will wait. Share your thoughts in the comments. Who will win if they fight, Jon Jones or Tom Aspinall? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for future fights.